Hello Nidorinas and Nidorinos, I'm KingNido and today we're coming to you from Viridian City where we have an Elite Four showdown because it is the Viridian Magma as that frisky furret is checking for those leopard berries going up against the Virbank Plasma. Both these sides currently residing inside the Elite Four, the Magma trying to secure their berth inside Victory Road, the Plasma trying to secure their third straight Elite Four berth, and they have a huge run heading into Victory Road having already secured their spot in the postseason. But with all that said, let us know in the comments below who you think is going to win this matchup. Will it be the ground types? Will it be the poison types? Let's go!
3, 2, 1, go!
And starting off this matchup, it is, as we said, going to be that frisky furret, the terrestrial draftee of the Viridian Magma, alongside Donphan, going up against Qwilfish in its Jotonian form and Swalot. And as we touched on, the Virbank Plasma have a huge run heading into Victory Road. They have to take down the Magma, the Sylphs, and the past two reigning champions, as it is Furret telling Qwilfish to just bring it, who is going to fall for that taunt, so it is unable to go on the offensive in this first turn. And Donphan, looking to capitalize, is going for the soft boiled, but it is already at full strength. And now Swalot is the one with the opportunity to capitalize, going with the Hydro Cannon to connect for the one-hit wonder. Furret has been eliminated from this matchup and the Virbank Plasma have taken the early lead. They are not messing around, as it is going to be Gastrodon entering for the Magma, as Qwilfish, having fallen for that taunt, is left to struggle, getting some good damage though onto Gastrodon here, but it does take that recoil damage. Donphan is going to go with the Calm Mind, wanting to maintain its composure as Furret was eliminated so swiftly. It is going to boost its special stats, however it is much more of a physical Pokemon here. But it is going to be Swalot who has to recharge, allowing Gastrodon to go for the Petal Dance. This will be resisted, getting some chip damage with that not very effective move onto Swalot, as Qwilfish is continuing to struggle in this matchup, but they are getting more good damage onto Gastrodon. However, they have to contend with the recoil damage, and Donphan could capitalize, going with the Entrainment, focusing in on that poison pointed Qwilfish, changing that to the Sand Veil, so now they can make that physical contact with Qwilfish safely, as Swalot is going with the Sludge Wave, connecting with everybody on the field. Fortunately not very effective on its teammate, but unfortunately not very effective on the Magma. However, it has left Donphan with that poison status condition that it will now have to contend with, as the Petal Dance is going to capitalize on that part water typing of Qwilfish to take them out of this matchup, and the Magma have leveled the playing field here against the Plasma, as Gastrodon is going to be left in a confused state due to the fatigue of that Petal Dance, and we start seeing Donphan feeling the effects of that poisoning taking its toll there on the ground type. The Plasma, they are sending out Survivor, as Donphan, taking speed control, goes with the Torch Song again. They're going to get that special attack boost, targeting down Swalot here. And it is Survivor going for their first move of the match, and they go with the Blizzard, putting both members of the Magma into knockout range. Swalot follows up with the Hydro Steam, and they are going to take Donphan out of this match with that super effective 1-2 combination between Survivor and Swalot to put the Plasma back in front. But Gastrodon, who is in a confused state, they could actually take themselves out of this match if they are not careful. However, they shake off their confusion, and they are going for the Dragon Pulse down onto Swalot, getting some more chip damage here, as it is the Magma now sending Golok out into this contest, taking speed control for itself and going with the super effective Psyshock to take Swalot out of this contest, again leveling the playing field between these two sides. As we said, this could be a preview of what we see inside Victory Road. The Dynamic Punch from Survivor is going to be avoided by Gastrodon, but again it is still in a confused state. It needs to shake it off. They don't want to give the lead back to the Plasma, but no, Gastrodon does take itself out of this matchup in its confusion. This is fantastic for the Plasma, who are going to send out Grafai into this match. The Magma, they are sending out Palisand, as Grafai immediately meets it with the Outreach, taking it straight to Palisand, who is having a fantastic season. But Golok, they are going with the Charm here on to Survivor. They are going to lower that physical attack a great deal. It is base 100, as it does respond with the Psycho Boost, resorting to its special attack, getting some great damage onto Golok, lowering that special attack a great deal in the process though, as Palisand is going with the Crush Grip in response to Grafai, getting some great damage of its own. Grafai with the Outrage takes Golok out with that critical play. The Plasma are building their momentum here. The Magma have been brought down to 2 Pokemon. The Razor Shell from Survivor, super effective here onto Palisand, and it is going to lower its physical defense in the process, but Palisand is going to respond with the Steel Wing, getting in some first damage onto Survivor as the Magma, they send out Quagsire, their final Pokemon. The Outrage though from Grafire takes Palisand out of this match, and Quagsire is all by itself, although I'm not sure it's very aware with that unaware ability here. However, now Grafire is the one left in that confused state, as Quagsire has to contend with 4 members of the Plasma. And with that roleplay from Survivor, it is going to shed that Shed Skin ability, taking the unaware ability that Quagsire has, who is going to go with the Stuffed Cheeks. I still don't think it has any idea what is going on, but it is going to boost that physical defense a great deal, as Grafire needs to shake off this confusion. The Plasma are in full control, but it does do damage to itself. This is the opening that the Magma need. Quagsire needs to get some quick elimination. Survivor with the bulk up, it is focusing in here. It is going to boost that physical attack as well as boosting that physical defense. But Quagsire, it needs to go on the offensive, going with the Eerie spell. This will be super effective, and it does take Grafire out of this matchup. This is exactly what Quagsire needs to do. It's got 3 more members of the Plasma to deal with, including Ariados, who has just entered this contest. The Super Fang from Survivor is going to be avoided by Quagsire, getting out of the way of that move, allowing it to respond with the play nice onto Survivor here. That is going to lower that physical attack back down, but Ariados here looking to capitalize, goes with the extremely effective Vine Whip onto Quagsire, getting some great damage, and Survivor follows it up with the Happy Hour. It is confident that the Plasma are about to lock up an Elite Four berth here, getting caught up in that happy atmosphere, as Quagsire with the Morning Sun, it is going to restore itself back to full strength after taking that extremely effective damage from Ariados, who is going to follow it up by going for the Mud Shot here, getting in some good chip damage, lowering that speed as well of Quagsire, who's already the slowest on the field. We get the Metal Sound follow-up from Survivor onto Quagsire that is going to lower its special defense a great deal, and Ariados is going for the close combat there, continuing on the offensive, but they're going to lower their own defensive stats, both physical and special, in the process, as Quagsire, they are going to go for the Power Trick. And in doing so, they do switch their attack and defense, but it is Survivor now going for the sand attack. They're going to lower that accuracy of Quagsire, and if it can't land hits, it cannot take out the targets and get the win for the Magma. Ariados with the superpower, now it's going to lower that defense again as well as that attack, both the physical variations continuing in on that offensive, chipping away at Quagsire, who is going to go for the beat up. It's only going to connect one time onto Survivor because it is all by itself right now, as Survivor enjoying this goes with the Zen Headbutt. They are chipping away, they are toying with Quagsire here. The tearful look, they are not real tears that Ariados is shedding for Quagsire, lowering its physical and special attack. But Quagsire, they are going to respond with the acupressure here. They are trying to boost their speed here, but I do not think it will be enough. However, it is going to outspeed the Plasma, going with the circle throw. It is going to send Survivor back to the bench with that not very effective move, dragging out the last member of the Plasma, who is revealed to be their Terrestrial draftee. Zangoose has entered this match, who surprisingly has worked incredibly well with Survivor all season, but the cross chop from Ariados puts Quagsire into knockout range, and Zangoose finally getting the opportunity to terrestrialize into this poison typing that has embraced all season long. And as we said, the Plasma, they want that Elite Four spot again. They want that championship spot for the first time. It is going to be the Sunny Day setup by Zangoose, as that sunlight is going to turn harsh here in Viridian City. It is Quagsire with the Petal Dance onto Ariados. It is heavily resisted, and this allows Ariados to respond with the extremely effective Mega Drain, having enough toying around with Quagsire. The Virbank Plasma, they are going to secure their 3rd straight Elite Four berth inside of Victory Road, as they are now trying to contend for that top spot. They have to go up against the Sylphs, the Rockets, and the Aethers heading into Victory Road. But for the Magma, they are still in 3rd place, as next round they are going up against the Galaxy. But until then, Nidorinos, thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comments below who you thought was the best on field, and if you enjoyed what you saw, please leave a like, share, subscribe. But more importantly, always remember, you are awesome, and I'll see you when you see me.